Okay, I'm back, part 2. For my calcium, I went online, I did a lot of research, and I do 2 forms. This one is an excellent form. It is called, see, Up Cal D, and it comes in a powder form. You can see it looks like a big bin of white stuff. Okay, I use that. I put 1 scoop in my protein shake in the morning. That's what I usually start the day with. I have a mid-morning snack. That's when I take my first round of vitamins. I eat lunch, and usually it's a little bit later, like 2 o'clock-ish. Then I take my second morning vitamins. One thing, again, what I like about the Women's Ultra Mega is it's time release, so it kind of gives me energy throughout the day. Some people say that's not a good thing for people post-op, but I tried other vitamins, and I didn't have the same energy as I did with these, so I'm going to stick with it. Go with what you know. Now, in addition, I do have some calcium citrate that I've bought in pill form to take with me. You always want calcium citrate. You never want calcium carbonate or that other one. I forget the name of it. But that's important. The reason I'm taking the zinc, I'm taking 60 milligrams of additional zinc. And the reason I'm doing that is because of my hair loss. I know you can't tell now, but I did have some significant hair loss. There's 15 milligrams in my vitamins here, but I'm taking an additional 60. So I'm taking about 75 milligrams of zinc. That has really, really slowed down my hair loss. I mean, like, incredibly so, and I can feel it starting to thicken up and get healthier again, which I'm really happy about that. That usually doesn't happen until about 3 to 4 months, but I mean, when it happens, it's really scary. But ideally, you're going to absorb something like Up Cal D a little bit better than even taking a pill form of calcium citrate. What I did, so sometimes when I'm on the go, I went into the craft store. My daughter likes to do like necklaces and things like that. I'm going to switch the camera over here so you can see a little less light. And I bought these little 5 baguettes, these jewelry at the craft store. These little things that people use for making jewelry. I bought these, and I'll put my Up Cal D in here. And I've got about 7 of these in my purse, and hopefully somebody doesn't think I've got cocaine in my purse. If I ever get pulled over, I'll say, it's calcium, I tell you, it's calcium. But it is, and sometimes I'll just put it in a water bottle, sometimes ideally you want to take it with food. So that's good. That is really, really, really helpful. So here's my flaxseed oil. I order from Puritan's Pride. Okay, Puritan's Pride is the least expensive bang for your buck. They have a buy 2 get 3 free every now and then, and it's a great deal. For my biotin, I use GNC. You can really go anywhere for this stuff. It's 5,000 milligrams. That's a lot. People will be like, are you nuts? But I'm telling you, when your hair starts falling out, you do anything to keep that hair going. Okay, that's pretty much all I take in terms of supplements. So I take Up Cal D in my protein shake. I told you about my protein. I take my multivitamin, my biotin, my zinc, and my flax after my snack and after my lunch. Then after dinner, I'll take another calcium, and then right before bed, I take a calcium. So that gives me my 3 things of 500, which is about 1,500 milligrams. If I ever miss a supplement, it is my calcium. It might be one of them, but then I kind of try to make sure that get back on track on the other one. Okay, third thing that you asked me to talk about is body dysmorphia. I think that all obese people, to a degree, struggle with this. I don't think, and I've talked about this in my videos, I think that fat people, and I use the word fat because it's true, and some people think that's a really cruel term, Margot, but to me, I had to come to grips with being a fat person in order for me to address my problem of obesity. So when I say that, it's actually a term of victory for me. I believe that fat people have the opposite problem of anorexics. Anorexics look in the mirror and they see someone obese. I believe that obese people look in the mirror, or they don't look in the mirror at all. I mean, I avoided mirrors for years. I avoided pictures for years. I've got years and years with my children who are 16 and 14 without pictures with me because I felt too fat to be in a picture, which is really sad. But we're getting past that now. But I believe that obese people look in the mirror and see someone thinner. They do not see. In my case, I didn't have, nor do I still have, a full-length mirror. I only had waist up, so I was looking at my face, looking at my shirt. I knew that I was pudging out, and I knew my face was getting full and puffy and obese, but never really came to grips with the fact of the numbers that were on the scale, because you avoid the scale. So do I think that's a problem? I think it's a problem for every obese person, and I think that if they tell you otherwise, they're fooling themselves. The issue with the body dysmorphia for someone who has gastric bypass is that the changes are so quick. It's like if someone gained 100 pounds in 3 or 4 months. You can imagine that would be changing someone's, life pretty quickly. In my case, it crept on over years, so it wasn't quick. So I didn't notice it. I just noticed that my size 22 pants became 24s, my 24s became 26s, and oh, these must be running small. You play mind games with yourself. So there are videos out there of a lot of our friends in weight loss surgery community and YouTube here who've gone into therapy. To me, this is my therapy. I mean, I'm listening to everyone. I'm learning. Some of my friends on YouTube are my therapists. They're telling me truths that I normally would not otherwise see. I had been in therapy regarding my weight in the past, so I'm able to process some of that as well. But you're going to struggle to a degree with body dysmorphia. Now, do I look in the mirror and see a fat person? I do not. But I have a hard time wrapping my head around the fact that I'm wearing a size 14. Because to me, in my size 30 mind, to some degree, a 14 is a thin person. I'll tell you also, I was working out at my Snap Fitness health club the other day, and I was instead of wearing my normal totally baggy size 26 workout clothes, I had bought this sweatsuit outfit, which is a little more fitting and it's more my size, so I can see more of what I look like. It was a full length mirror, okay, probably one of the first ones I've seen other than when I'm trying on clothes since my surgery. And I'm looking around, and I looked at the guy next to me, because he's doing one of these and looking at himself in the mirror, and I'm comparing his image that I saw to what I saw in here, and I looked in the mirror for me, and I thought, oh, these are those kind of like slimming mirrors. I really, follow me with this, I really, really thought this. Oh, these are those slimming mirrors. They must do that to people to make them feel better about working out and whatnot. But then I looked at the guy, I'm like, well, no, that's what size he is. So in my mind, I had to literally process, as I'm staring at myself, and I'm sure people would look at me going, why is that chick staring at herself? Wow, I'm that small. Am I as small as I want to be? No. But was I much, much smaller? I'm like, wow, I don't have a butt. That is mind-boggling. But then I take the moment, I embrace it, I don't care about what's around me or the people around me, and I say, okay, Margot, you're thinner. You're not thin, but you're thinner. And grasp that, enjoy it, embrace it. But you really have to take the time on a daily basis to think thin and to process what you look like and how you feel. There are people who do not look well after weight loss. I know Janie jokes about it, the shrinking head syndrome, but there are people who have gotten too small, either, maybe they're not as proportioned, or, their upper body or their head or their neck or whatever. I don't think that looks healthy. I'm not saying that I'll be able to call the shot totally, but you have to know what you look like. And if you've got dozens of people coming up and telling you that you're too thin, you probably are too thin. I don't think that's ever going to be a problem for me. I really don't think so. But the whole thing with body dysmorphia is just know that you're probably in it now. You probably have had it to a degree as a heavy person throughout your life, and you're going to struggle with it as you transition. But when you're buying a size 10 or you're buying a size 12, you have to process that this is a normal size for a woman, and take it all in. But I'm getting low on time. I hope this helps. Pre-oppers, drop me a line, send me a comment if you have any questions. But this is kind of what I'm doing, and so far, knock on wood, it's working. I've lost 122 pounds total, and keep it on. So keep those videos coming, everyone. Hope you're all doing great, and contact me if you have any questions or issues. Thanks.